All right, everyone. So SmackDown is moving next week, and WWE made sure that they're going to have the new episode, that opening episode, they're going to make sure that it is stacked with talent. So what we saw last night on SmackDown was a little bit interesting because, so for next week, just to kind of spoil the fun here, you have a championship match between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa in a steel cage. So obviously, the head of the new bloodline taking on Cody Rhodes. Remember, Roman Reigns was stripped off of promotional material and then put back on the promotional material, so he very well is going to probably be there too. But one of the interesting parts of this, and we're going to read you a tweet here from Wrestle Talk because I think they lay it out well. This is the tweet from Wrestle Talk. Cody Rhodes just called out Jacob Fatu. After Solo told Cody Rhodes he wants a rematch for the undisputed WWE Championship, Rhodes instead looked past Solo and challenged Fatu to a match instead. After a few moments, Fatu stood down and pledged allegiance to his tribal chief, Solo. So what is this setting up? This is really the interesting part, is that at some point here, you're going to have two really strong bloodlines. You're going to have the bloodline that Roman is on and the bloodline that The Rock is on. Those are the two sides that it's going to break down. I understand currently, Solo's the head of the other bloodline, but the end of this all is leading towards The Rock. That's where this thing is heading. So how that looks, I don't think anybody, I can't really predict yet, because part of me is seeing right now is a little bit of cracks in the armor in a way between Jacob Fatu and Solo. And I'm not saying there's beef right now because there's no real on-screen beef. What I'm talking about is they're planting the seeds for, if Solo is unable to beat Roman, does Jacob Fatu have problems with Solo? And The Rock, listen, The Rock, when he comes back, I don't think they're going to put Solo behind The Rock. I think Solo will be back with Roman Reigns at some point. And once again, that's complete projection. Okay, complete projection. I have no clue. That's a prediction. I have no clue whether that's going to happen or not. It's just reading the tea leaves of all this. That's how it seems to be. Jacob Fatu is being propped up, much like Solo was with Roman, right? As the mean guy. He's the enforcer. He's the guy that you just don't want to see. Solo's the leader and Solo's the tribal chief, but that guy Jacob Fatu, he's the one who's going to, kick your ass. So I think it's important to keep that in mind and keep that in context because, look, that may be the case, right? If Solo loses, he may be back with Roman again. If The Rock comes in, they can go so many different ways with this. So next week we get a title match in a steel cage, and thank God we're getting in a steel cage. I miss in some ways, and I know I'm probably being a little bit overcritical here, but I like these kind of matches. I like the hardcore matches. I like the steel cage matches. I like the Hell in the Cell matches. And to anybody that says you don't want to overutilize them, be quiet. I'm only kidding, but I want to see this, right? I really want to see stuff like this because it just adds, like, think about this. On SmackDown next week, we're going to have a title match inside of a steel cage. How exciting is that? So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next.